A year ago, Drew Manning had the body of a Greek god. A medical technician by day, personal trainer in his spare time. He could breeze through 4 sets of 15 pull-ups. But 6 months later, he was so out of shape, a flight of stairs got him winded. He could barely muster 3 pull-ups.
It feels like I have like cement pulling me down.
So what happened? Manning had been one of those trainers who liked kicking his clients' butts.
I would take someone that hadn't worked out in probably their whole life, and I put him through one of the same workouts that I do. He puked after 30 minutes. His nose went numb. He was feeling dizzy, and I was like, just push through it.
No wonder you lost clients.
Yeah.
Faced with a parade of customers who quit, Drew made a radical decision to better understand his obese clients by becoming obese himself.
I thought it was all just going to be about the physical. I thought I was just going to get love handles, man boobs, a big gut, and then I would lose it all.
Instead?
Complete opposite. Complete opposite. Very, very hard. Before I looked at those things as just excuses, but things like food addiction, hitting plateaus, those things are very real.
Turns out Manning's year-long odyssey from this to this, back to this, challenged nearly everything he thought he knew about weight loss and willpower.
So this will be my first meal on my journey to becoming fat.
His journey from fit to fat began with a grotesque weekly display of gluttony.
I decided to do a weekly food challenge where people would vote on what I ate that week. Just kind of smash them down a little bit. Eat 2 at a time. I tried to eat a dozen donuts. I think I ate 7. I almost puked.
That first week, he gained a whopping 12 pounds.
This right here wasn't there before.
Within 1 month,
I think I'm gonna puke, to be honest with you guys.
he'd packed on nearly 24 pounds.
And when you ate that big old cake,
Yeah, the 9x13.
it was disgusting.
I agree. It was horrible. But the real learning came from what I ate the other 6 days of the week, which were the white breads, white pastas, juices, chips, things like that the typical American eats.
Within 6 weeks, his six-pack disappeared.
Can you guys see that? Yeah, I know, it's gross.
He went from eating 2,000 calories a day to 5,000. He described swapping a fitness addiction for food addiction.
What specifically did you become addicted to?
Things like Mountain Dew, eating a whole can of Pringles without even thinking about it.
And so after a can of Pringles, an hour later, you're hungry?
Yes. After a big bowl of cereal, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I would be hungry later. Just in an
Even
hour
though
or
you
two.
consumed tons of calories.
Exactly, but those kinds of calories aren't the kind of calories that keep you feeling full for a long period of time.
Within 3 months, he started to snore for the first time in his life.
So my wife kicked me out and I got to sleep in a different room. No, I'm just joking.
His blood pressure reached dangerous levels. Even his organs were rebelling.
My kidneys were those of an alcoholic, my doctor said, because of all the soda I was drinking. It can do just the same damage to your organs as alcohol.
He went from a 34.5-inch waist to a 48. He put on 72 pounds. His 6'2" frame ballooned from 193 to 265 pounds. But it wasn't just his body that changed. His wife, Lynn Manning, found herself married to a big, fat stranger.
Are you loading the dishwasher?
When you said he was tired, that extended into the bedroom.
It did. He was tired, and then aside from that, you know, he didn't want me to see him naked, and because he was so self-conscious about everything, you know, we turned off the lights.
So that was you who turned off the lights.
Well, that's the thing is I don't blame her for wanting to turn off lights. Sometimes I wanted to, but yeah, I mean, I wasn't fun to look at that point.
Come here.
But Manning wasn't just feeling inadequate as a husband, he felt inept as a father to his 2-year-old daughter.
Daddy's coming. I wanted to run with her. I lasted for maybe 2 or 3 minutes and I said, Daddy's got to sit down, I'm tired. And she started crying. She said, Daddy, come run with me. And it was really, really rock bottom for me.
It was taking a toll on her.
Yeah, it broke my heart seeing her cry because I couldn't play with her.
Now he had to battle back from fat to fit. Trying to eat healthy after a steady diet of junk food proved much tougher than he expected.
This week was tough. A lot of people have been asking about my cravings. You know, I'm not going to lie and say that I didn't have any because they were there and some days sucked.
I went from the Cinnamon Toast Crunch to like a fiber cereal and it tasted like dog food, I remember. It tasted like it went bad and I spit it out.
What used to be his passion, hitting the gym, filled him with dread.
The workouts are killing me. They're super hard. My legs are still sore from Wednesday.
He says that first week felt like an addict going through withdrawal.
That first week was hell, letting go of the Mountain Dew, letting go of my Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and having to eat healthy again.
Describe the hell.
Headaches, moody, grumpy, feeling starved in a way.
Isn't it hard for people to go cold turkey on all this processed food that you're describing?
Yes, even though it's hard and it's hell, a lot of people can do it. But if you need to start out slowly, then that's okay, because this really is a lifestyle. It's not a diet to see how much weight you can lose as fast as possible.
Week after excruciating week, the pounds melted off, but it was far from easy.
That's how much I've lost so far, which feels kind of cool. I never had, to do this. I always see those in commercials.
When he hit the inevitable plateau, Manning says he truly understood why countless people give up in exasperation.
A lot of people want to give up because they think, I've put in all this time and hard work and I didn't lose any weight this week. That plays tricks with you because you're doing the right things, but you're not seeing the results. Today I weigh 190.1.
1 calendar year after going from fit to fat, back to fit, one final weigh-in.
You look great, obviously. You look hot, but yeah, well, you do. You look good.
Critics would say, oh, this is just a stunt. You will never understand the true mindset of somebody who has spent a lifetime obese.
I don't pretend to know exactly what it's like for everybody, but for me, I have a better understanding now than I did before, and that was the whole purpose of this.
You are a kinder, gentler trainer now.
Yeah, you could say that, yeah.
Which may be the biggest transformation of all. For Nightline, I'm Juju Chang in New York.
A remarkable journey. Drew's book, Fit2Fat to Fit, is in bookstores tomorrow.